I am Adam Mitchell, and this is my book Dolores, an original work of fiction, first in a lo-fi sci-fi trilogy. This is my work. You're welcome to read it, listen, enjoy it, read it, hate listen. You're not welcome to try to profit from it. You're not welcome to feed it to an AI for any reason. I hope you enjoy. Dolores 1. Lightning strikes twice. It happens all the time. Big brick piles or lonely trees, power infrastructure, whatever is tall or closest to tall takes the hit. There's a tree on a hill that's taken many hits. Factually, it's a thing that was once a tree. It's carbon black, split down the middle from some great Zeus bolt. Actually, the hill is more a mound. This is Michigan, Lower Peninsula, upper Midwestern pancake, all Fargo flat for miles past miles. The I-94 corridor, somewhere between Ann Arbor and Detroit. No surprises. Horizon to horizon. Flat, scrubby fields and the mounds where overpasses used to be. That dead tree is the thing that tells the driver of the old truck that smells like French fries to wake up enough, to turn enough, to get off the freeway. Gas gauge reads a quarter tank, but the driver is empty. Dolores keeps raising the empty coffee cup, pops herself in the mouth with the mug, and bloodies a lip when she crosses the railroad tracks past the exit. She fidgets with the radio like she's going to find a news station after the twang pop and the state news on endless loop. The weather reports are accurate again, and they're so damn proud of it that they'll repeat them twice an hour. She follows the jigsaw of kept passable county roads. She's following the border of the reclamation zone. On the left, the irrigators on insect-leg booms roll over a freshly planted crop. On the right, the warning signs every quarter mile remind her what every school child knows as a matter of safety. We don't go where the wildflowers grow. Look with only our eyes, or we could get a deadly dangerous surprise. That's bleak as fuck, she thinks. Dolores reminds herself that the kids still sing songs to remember the names of the planets and about tiny spiders in drain pipes and rowboats. School kids in these parts learn little rhymes about UXO, unexploded ordnance, and Dolores can't roll the windows down, no matter how nice it is outside and how many times the weather report tells her it's safe to. The truck stops in front of the garage, but it doesn't rest. Something mechanical keeps click-pop rocking. Around the farm, everything is clutter and productive chaos. The greenhouses and grow tents, the permanent and temporary become permanent structures. There are pods and modules on stilts affixed to the sides of the old farmhouse. The fields feed a factory. The greenhouses feed the equivalent of a village. And the old subdivided house and surrounding trailers shelter a group of tribes, a gaggle, a herd. Dolores stands at the top of the chicken leg steps to her loft above the garage, not much bigger than an efficiency. Her hut. Dolores watches the workers exit and decon and process tools and suits and respirators. Suits hanging, dangling till morning, tools stacked. There is the smell of spring on warm air. There's laughter. And no one hiss-yelling about noise discipline. There hasn't been the need for years. The whole place is bathed in that delightful red sky at night, and all the lamps on every building are lit, and no one's hiss-yelling about the energy or light discipline. Hasn't been the need for either for years. Gabriel, the old farmer, sees her and waves. She returns the wave and turns to get inside before he can try to invite her to dinner with his and the other families and laborers. It's sincere, kind. The invite wouldn't come with pressure, and that somehow makes her want to be around them even less. It's spring, and she will have a day like this every year, a lost day that used to be a lost week. Spring is hard. It's when kings go off to war. And every spring, there's some moment when everything that seemed to be dead is quite alive again. There will be a day. The kind you'd like to bottle and keep a bit of. The air will be sweet, breezy, and right. The light will drip like honey down everything that pleases your eye, and for no reason other than the heartbreaking beauty of that day, it will be that spring again. The one that made it hard to roll the windows down or sit at a dinner table with good company. The shower is hot as she can stand it. She has to crouch to wet her hair, and when she's done, the big woman hides from her reflection in the mirror. She heats bread with oil and garlic and cheese and pours hot sauce on the mess. It's trick food. Force yourself to consume fuel because you need to food. She says the word nourishment to herself aloud because that's part of how she does the trick of scraping enough dopamine together to get through this particular day when it comes for her. She braces for what's next. The lights flickering, the number stations, and for yours truly, in the not exactly flesh. She's really remarkable, and she's writing down the script I've heard before, The Reason Train. She's even titled it thus on a little chain of post-it notes because she's the sort of person to prepare for debate with delusion. Dolores checks and rechecks the lock on the door, the blinds, the air filter on the HVAC system. 3. The rule of 3. I get to check like a crazy person 3 times, let the crazy out the barn thrice, but no more. And the lights flicker and her inner ear says she's upside down, and there's the East German robot lady spitting numbers. That's a good rule for limiting yourself. Shut the fuck up, you're a voice. I think I'm a semi-solid apparition if you're willing to look. Not today, Satan. And she fills the cat food, tends to the cat litter, washes up. Dolores hums to herself at the sink, head down, wet hair curtains on either side of her face. Nope, nope. See, you are a hallucination wrapped around a complex delusion, but I communicate with you in real time. Dolores, hon, you saw me last year. We're talking, please. Dolores, just look at me. Oh, no. No, sir, you can fuck right off. She walks a little to the bar stool in front of her electric piano. There's more gravy than grave about you, motherfucker. And she plugs the eggshell headphones into the piano. I love Dickens, because you're boring like him. Go describe mud for ages and pages. Please, Dee, this may be the last time I can even try this. Good, be gone, ghost. And she cranks the volume and begins to play her piano with vigor. The apparition reaches, grips, and strains. Dolores ignores the sensation of cold at her left elbow, focuses on Shostakovich instead. She whimpers when the ghost unplugs the cable to the headphones, stumbles, but she keeps playing. That's beautiful. Shut the fuck up. She's rocking at her seat, not seeing the thing. Dear reader, an asterisk in the Dolores trilogy denotes a shift in time or location. Asterisk. I'm not a threat. No one believes that, Jonah. Then sign me off so I can go back to work. We're obliged to have this conversation, says the counselor on the screen. The automated insect arms, the robot equipment that provides urgent care, sits idly at the ready on the walls. The screen that brings telemedical expertise bathes the giant man in blue light. Fine, let's talk. He sighs and slouches. Jonah is Atlas with bad posture. What set you off? Nothing set me off. Well, Jonah, they found you hugging your knees in the locker room. I can't have a fucking panic attack. You're a large man. You knocked a supervisor over a bench fleeing the shop floor. You crossed the red line on 2 automated trams on your way out the door. And it's a safety issue, big guy. Do not call me that. Jonah, you meant no harm. But you could have been killed by a tram or hurt somebody else. Help me understand. Silence. Jonah, was it a sound? The mountain of a man sits straight. He meets the doc's eyes through the screen. You're about my age, right? His hands are careful, precise, gentle, as he folds his eyeglasses and places them in a pouch on his hip. What did you do during the war? We need to use your time for you, Jonah. Let's trade, Doc. What did you do during the war? I was drafted out of a psych residency at a civilian hospital. I had done med school. Use your imagination. Back to you. I, being large, wore power armor and carried a shield. Do you know what a screamer is? I'm not familiar with every kind. It's bigger than a baseball, but not much, and it's powered by a Schultze. What now? One of those little electromags. It hovers. It floats, and then explodes, but not before. Handball. We were talking about the war, Jonah. The doc is confused, but practiced in demonstrating patience. We are talking about the war. U.S. grenades in World War II were supposedly the size of a baseball. He holds up his great palm, as if cradling one, because every red-blooded American boy knew how to throw a baseball, and some could put a little heat on it. Mom was stationed at Ramstein when she had me. I grew up playing handball. So you could put a little heat on it? Yup. Spin. That's the trick, and it doesn't scream, it's a clack, clack, clack. That's the magnetron and whatever makes the compression wave. Nervous system can't handle it. Screamers do not scream. People scream. After a long time. Did someone yell at work? No, the oven did. An industrial oven screamed. Nope. Clack, clack, clack. I'm going to recommend immediate reassignment. Are you open to agriculture, Jonah? Do what you gotta do, Doc. Asterisk. This is Earth. No hexadecimals, just Earth. I poured acid over silver, wiped a whole sheet of the great spreadsheet away. No silver, no clay tablets or papyrus, no metadata trail. Even in God's absence, it is the sin supreme. To do the hubris, to try to do a God, remains the greatest wrong. That's not what I did. Not what I'm doing. Just the opposite. Care. Intervention. Amelioration. Succor. These are the things I offered them that I took elsewhere. It was supposed to be one blue world and more than enough soil in a big red clay pot. I did tend to you all, and water you, and sing to you. You grew, all three of you. There was the little blue world, Earth, and its two neighbors, the ocean world and the desert world. All three told stories. All three wrote words. My little trio, all three of you split atoms. Two of you were always rather warlike, the ocean and the earth. Imagine my surprise when it was the third that extinguished itself. What's worse, the ocean world saw it. They're watchers, them, 7 to 8 legs, fast minds, great eyes. They are listeners and watchers and builders. And they want to come see the people who have been beaming Bach and Chuck Berry and all points between and past into space since radio could sing. You, my humans for true, you little shithead bipeds. You give me the worst fucking cute aggression. You are just the most precious little signifying mud. You are my babies clinging to your space rock like a lichen. Who's my lichen? Yes, you are. But you little motherfuckers are shitting on my rugs, and I cannot have that. Company is coming to pay a visit. Your neighbors are on the way for a wary first contact shibboleth, and you, humans, you need to be your best. You need to be the ones they expect you to be. They saw the first televised image, Hitler at the World's Fair in '36, and they watched that whole war. They were in transit, hibernating, and sensor-blind at speeds near or past C for World War 2.5. I lost any hope of reward for this stunt when the desert world blew itself up, okay? I need you humans to redeem this whole exercise. I need my humans, one piece of mud in particular, to act right. Destiny is calling, Dolores. Destiny is calling you, emo farm lady. Pick up the phone or we are all fucked. End Dolores 1.